And now, like I was saying, it's time for me to have the precious honor of introducing our keynote speaker, Carmen Perez. She has dedicated 20 years to advocating for many of today's important civil rights issues, including mass incarceration, gender equity, violence prevention, racial healing, and community policing. As the president and CEO of The Gathering of Justice, a nonprofit founded by legendary artist and activist Harry Belafonte, who is still with us on this planet. And mujeres, if you don't know Harry Belafonte, get hip. He is the best. He's always been rad. He's always been an activist, and he's always been just a beautiful artist. Carmen is also one of the national co-chairs of the 2017 Women's March on Washington and the founder of Justice League New York City and Justice League California. Please welcome Carmen Perez.
Greetings, familia. It is truly an honor to be invited to speak at the Chicana Latina Foundation Virtual Annual Awards Dinner in recognition and celebration of the 2020 cohort of awardees. What a beautiful time to come together to celebrate and honor you and your accomplishments. My name is Carmen Perez Jordan. I was born in Oxnard, California, a farm worker community where the strawberry fields meet the ocean, 45 minutes northwest of LA. I am the daughter of an indigenous Chicano from Anaheim, California, born in 1924, and an immigrant woman from Zacatecas, Mexico, born in 1944. Living in the duality of being Mexican and American as the daughter and granddaughter of farm workers, it means having family members that are the victims of incarceration and violence. Family members that are undocumented people impacted by the inhumane family separation policies, and having family members that have graduated from one of the best universities in the world, understanding that my existence is the definition of intersectionality. And it allows me to sit here before you as a proud Chicana Mexican-American woman. Like many of you, my parents had the courage to want better for their children and worked hard to provide their family the opportunities they didn't have. And it's the reason why I wake up every single morning counting my blessings and grinding to seek justice for our communities. Because at a very young age, I knew in my heart I wanted to change the world. I just didn't know quite how to start or where I would be. And it was then on January 16th of 1994 that my whole life would change. Prior to this event happening in my life, it was my mother who planted the seed and traveled the world praying for people. But it was my sister's life that would be taken at the tender age of 18, 4 years before her 19th birthday, and buried on my 17th birthday, that put everything into perspective for me. And it was through her death that I learned to live. That became the catalyst that changed my life. And it is what made me dedicate my life to wanting to change the world. Losing her made me realize that life was too short and you couldn't wait for tomorrow to do what you could today. And so I made a decision to live life to the fullest from that moment on, to dedicate my life to serving people and to be a positive influence for my younger nieces and nephews and for young people like yourself. It's what birthed my passion for humanity, but it would be my father's words and his resilience, his courage and actions that would lead me to a path to fight against injustice. When he was asked to press charges against the young man that was responsible for taking my sister's life, he responded, "I cannot take another mother's child away." Those words have allowed me to organize some of the most disenfranchised communities with people most connected to the pain, because I knew from my father that those connected to the pain were the ones connected to the solutions. I've had the honor to sit at the feet of giants like Harry Belafonte and Nane Alejandres. I've had the privilege of organizing some of the longest marches from New York City to DC, as well as some of the largest demonstrations in this world, like the Women's March. It prepared me to be a fighter for women's rights, racial justice, and criminal justice. And so my message to you is that whatever your story is, use your pain and transform it into power. Let us not forget what our ancestors went through. Many went through similar experiences at a different time where discrimination was at an all-time high, and they were able to persevere, where there were signs that casually said, no dogs, no Negroes, no Mexicans, where over 400,000 to 2 million Mexican Americans from the United States were deported to Mexico between 1929 and 1936. My father's family being one of those families. Let us not forget our ancestors' resilience that lives in you, that lives in me, that lives in each and every one of us. You are your ancestors' wildest dreams. Let us celebrate and remember the contributions of our own family members who fought so hard to give their children a better life, to have the opportunities that they themselves didn't have. Let us remember the unsung heroes like our mothers, the Dolores Huertas, who led the largest boycott in the world through the United Farm Workers, and the Aida Hurtados, who taught us about Chicana feminism. And the founders, the very founders of the Chicana Latina Foundation, who were young students like yourself with the vision to support other and future Latina college students, Yolanda, Dr. Olga, and Margaret. And the Carmen Perez's, who organized the largest single-day protest in the U.S., in the history of the U.S. May we know them, may we follow them, may we be them. Let's thank them for paving the way with our actions. We often say that young people are our future, but in reality, you are our present and you are the greatest gift that we have. It is our responsibility to cultivate you, but it is your responsibility to go out into the world and to change the conditions that you don't like. My expectation of you is to see the brighter side of things, to tell your story, because your story will be the blueprint. It will be what you will leave behind and share with your children to help them navigate through life. It is up to you what story you share. Will it be a story of resilience? Will it be a story of power? Remember to use your gifts and share them with the world. They're not for you to keep. And also remember that with this acknowledgement, you carry something that is no longer for you. It is for you to share and to inspire and to be in your power, because you are the leaders we've been waiting for. Thank you.